Hey, good evening, everybody. Sorry about the hiatus. Hurricane Weak Sauce Berry came through and kind of hosed that whole deal. Hopefully, there is sound this time. If any of the four people watching, you please let us know if you can't hear us again. Sorry, we're a shit show. Such is life. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so a lot of stuff has been going on behind the scenes, everybody. There are some really cool things happening with USMC Racing. We have gotten some very awesome people on board that we really can't reveal yet. There's a couple things that still need to that still need to be locked in. So we're waiting for all that to happen. But we're very, very close, which is super, super exciting. Yep, Tom, I see you there, buddy. And actually, thanks to Tom, he's one of the ones that's kind of making all this happen for us. So thank you to
Jason Pierce says he can hear us.
Oh, he can. Oh, good. Thanks, J-Boy. Okay, so without further ado,
we'll be in our show here coming up, right?
This is true, but Jason, now that you're watching, we had to back you up a week.
Wait to find out.
It's not my fault. Actually, I had a guy that was supposed to be on tonight says, "Hey, man, we doing it at 7 o'clock?" I said, no, we got pushed because of the hurricane, man. Sorry.
All right, let's get back on track.
Yeah, it's your fault. You derailed us because not today. BCP and his fit self was in my mind. I like watching him sweat. Anyway, okay. So, what? Okay, what the U.S. needs to counter unprecedented Chinese influence in South America. So this is kind of interesting because I never really thought that China gave a damn about South America. I kind of thought that was Russia's realm. I mean, Cuba isn't part of that, but
yeah, I get that. But having been throughout South America, because I habla, yeah, they're everywhere. Them bitches are everywhere.
Yeah. So what's interesting, so I do know that China has a huge foothold. They're trying to get up in, Matt Welch says, "What's up, my fellas? What's up, man?" I do know that there is a huge footing for the Chinese in Djibouti, not far from where the base is, Camp Lemonnier. That place is terrible, by the way, for those out in viewership land. Oh my gosh, there's 25 people watching right now. New record. That place is it's terrible. It smells like dew, no matter when it is, because it's always hot as baloney's out there. But I guess, and I don't know if it's in here. I didn't read this all the way through, but I do know that they're building a major highway system right next to where the base is, and a port. Actually, if I remember correctly, they're building a port. So it's fantastic. Quick shout out to John. Oh, man, John Uber Newfoundland. Oh, sorry, bro. I never actually tried to say your name out loud, so I apologize. This fantastic individual, I'm bringing his name up here so everyone can see him. This fantastic individual has volunteered his chef-isms to make sure we all get fed at our race we have in September. So he's going to be feeding a lot of people. It's going to be great.
Yeah, dude. But getting back to the story, man.
Sorry.
Trade rules the routes, right? So they're looking at increasing trade with South America to $50 billion. And look, and here's the reason why that's kind of a big deal, because of all the tariffs that we're putting on them. It's almost like they're finding back doors to be able to go ahead and get some of these deals done,
right?
So that these tariffs don't really hurt them as much as they hurt us.
So, because high school was a long time ago, what's a tariff?
That's a tax that we put on different countries' imports.
Okay. I legitimately didn't know that. It wasn't trying to catch you off guard.
Okay. It caught me off guard because I had to remember.
Well, at least you knew. I didn't know. So I'm surprised. Well, so I thought recently that they were saying that some of the tariffs were kind of falling off because of some of the things that have been going on, right? Or are they still...
Dude, we try to stay non-political as possible on this show, so
right.
I wouldn't tell you whether or not.
Let's pretend I didn't say that. Eric says hi. Nick says hi. Eric asks, repping the gear, the Hotshot Secrets gear. Yeah, it's my favorite pajama wear. Where's the RV? Not here. That was awkward. So last week, if anybody of you are Hot Shot Secrets fans, I was on their show as one of the. I think I was their inaugural secret guest, but I wasn't really prepared as I thought I would have been, and I broke me and George's golden rule: be stationary, good lighting, good service, and headphones. Yep. I had pink headphones for my daughter. I was driving an RV. I had crappy service. And I forget what the first thing I said. But anyways, I wasn't stationary because I was driving. It was terrible. Yep. I think I got cut off like 3 or 4 times. Oh, it was so awkward. Eventually, they didn't accept my recall when I was calling it back on Skype. They just kept declining the call. I felt so terrible. I even messaged Kyle afterwards. I'm like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'm such a shit show. Okay, moving on. Oh, I didn't show the picture of it. Whatever. Okay, moving on. So, this has been all over the news recently. As a matter of fact, today, the United Arab Emirates has stated that they have lost one of their tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. This was the story we were going to talk about last week, was the fact that the U.S. wants to start a military coalition to patrol the waters off Iran and Yemen. So it's interesting that we kind of waited a week, and now it's more of this Iran thing is going on. Again, trying to keep this as bipartisan, down the middle as possible.
We're just looking at the military aspects of this.
Exactly. So this is saying that the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Marine General Dunford, is talking about engaging with a number of countries to see if we can put together a coalition that would ensure freedom of navigation for both the Straits of Hormuz and the Bab al-Mandab. Oh, God. That.
You did better than I did, kid.
Good Lordy almighty. Yeah, sorry. So, interesting, because realistically, that's where a lot of oil comes out, and it's not just for us. I mean, it's for everybody. Everybody uses oil from Iraq and Iran and Kuwait. So, I think, actually, the Mew before me, one of their ships got fired upon from RPGs from, I think it was Yemen, if I remember correctly.
It probably was, yeah.
So I'm reading here, it says a fifth of the world's oil exports passes through the Strait of Hormuz, which is interesting. I didn't know that either.
Yeah. It's because I mean, you got to think about it. You know, it's like all of that oil in that region, it can only come out from the ocean in one direction. You know, so.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with it. So it's not like that missing flight. What was it, MH370, where it was like it's just,
right. Where they were saying they were accusing it of being in foreign waters and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and they were saying the plane, they don't know where it is. You have an entire tanker vessel. Look at that thing. It's not tight. Yeah. Let me go back to not looking at the cup. That's a big boat, man.
Yeah.
But which is interesting, they're only crewed by like 25 people, if that. You know, so it's crazy. What? No, I don't want a spotlight search. Stop it, Surrey. What the hell?
I just don't know, man. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm scared of Iran, because I'm not. I think we would whoop their asses, but.
Tell everybody why you're really not afraid of Iran.
Well, because they can't aim worth a shit. But
because you're getting out in like 18 days.
Oh, that's true, and it's 30 for anybody counting.
Whatever.
It's 30 days.
It's the same thing.
But they also can't shoot worth of shit either.
Hashtag stop loss.
I'm not that important.
Wouldn't that suck? Oh, I just cry.
I would. Be like CW05, bye.
Bye. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is a really good story, and this is something that it kind of brings purpose to USMC racing. It brings purpose to something that we're going to talk about almost at the end of the show. But, you know, veteran suicide, veteran homelessness, veteran lacks of jobs, you know, you name it, is a consistent issue in this nation, no matter how you look at it. There's a lot of organizations out there that really do a good job, I think, in helping the masses. And then there's organizations like ours that are able to help, you know, up to about 30 or 40, 50 a year. If we get a second car, which we are, we won't talk about that right now. So there's a lot of things going, and that are a part of that. And what's interesting is you have this Department of Veterans Affairs, and I think, you know, from the outside looking in, it feels like they are just getting torn apart for things that may or may not have actually been under their control. I mean, you look at Navy medicine, George. You and I both understand the fact that it's garbage. It's absolutely terrible.
Vitamin M.
Yeah. It doesn't work, right? I mean, it works. Well, I take that back. It works to a purpose, right? And it does what it needs to do. But if you have stuff like this, where the homeless rate among veterans is about, there's about 40,000 in the U.S. that are homeless every night. Now that's been cut in. That's been cut. It's been cut
down considerably
since 2010. But that's crazy.
But this goes to me. It goes to the heart of what it is that we're trying to fight for. Is that transition, man? That mental health aspect is such a huge portion to why these people are homeless. I'm not saying all of them. Not all of them are homeless. Some of them are, conniving little sons of guns that, may have gotten out on a bad conduct discharge or something like that. So maybe they don't have services because they did something wrong. But that doesn't mean all of them are, and the reality is that, it breaks my heart because a lot of it is that mental health aspect is such a
sorry.
Man, I sound horrible.
It was on my phone, man. Stop it, Linda.
You never told me I sounded so bad.
I didn't mean to join Marty's freaking.
The mental health issue aspect of this is really not that great of an idea.
That really was awkward timing. Sorry. And seriousness, go.
Shit. Seriously, I just fell out of my chair. Anyway, but the mental health aspect is it's near and dear to my heart, as you know, Brian. And I hope that we in the two here soon between mental health and helping those homeless veterans.
Yeah.
By getting them mental health.
And I think a huge part of this, and we touched on this on another week before last with Stephen and Lance, was the problem is it's very simple for a doctor to say, here's your pills, right?
Yeah.
It's very easy for someone to say, oh, you have a problem, here's a pack of pick a drug. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot more. Oh, go ahead.
I think the issue also stems from it's not just here, go pick a drug. The issue stems from here, let's just give you a whole bunch of drugs that you're going to become dependent on.
Yes.
And then
there's no way
you're
out.
The problem. Yeah, you become the problem because now you're the one who has the drug addiction.
Yeah.
It isn't that we cause that drug addiction. It's you have a drug addiction.
Right.
Oh, you must be a bad person.
Yeah. And it's so since we've started this, we for everyone watching out there, we started this little venture back in the fall of 2017, and it was me and a bunch of Marine buddies in North Carolina. I was like, let's just buy a piece of shit car and let's just go race it in lemons, right? Fast forward almost 2 years, we are a nonprofit organization. We are partnered with no less at this point. We have over total partnered with no less than 40 or 50 organizations at this time. We have about 18 or so that are with us full time. And we have a program in place through Hidden Wounds, which gives validity to what we're doing. And there's a lot of other organizations that are doing similar things. There's a lot of stuff that has to do with equine therapy. There's actually a group I think they're in Ohio, that they do garden beds, right?
Yeah.
So they find veterans in need, and it's like they go out, they bring them the supplies, they put together a garden bed, they plant tomatoes and they plant cucumbers and whatever, and it's like a whole thing. And then that veteran and that first responder, I think they just do veterans actually, that veteran gets to then bear the fruits or vegetables of his, of the toils of putting that together.
Absolutely. And the deal is that, with today's society is a lot more focused on, video games or things that don't really give you a skill set. And I think that's a lot of these things that you're talking about. Equine therapy, what is that? Working with a different animal, right? What's it called? Working with building your own garden, using your hands.
Yeah.
Doing things that actually matter, that help brain development. Those are the things that are going to help us. Being creative. Right. Me with Trident Productions, hopefully that's one of the things that I want to do is start doing some type of a organization that helps veterans be more creative and create their own story through either photography or videography or art or something to that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's important that it's veterans and first responders that are creating these programs. That's the key. And we're running a little bit over on time because we got to get our guests in here. But I do want to say that the point I'm making is you look at the panel of, and I'm not trying to make this political, so please no nasty comments. Keep that shit to yourself. But you look at the House Armed Services Committee, right? There's a lot of people on there that I know for a fact are not prior service members, period.
Yeah.
In my mind, none of those people should be in there. Everybody on the House Armed Service Committee should be prior military, 4 years or 34 years, because they understand the processes. They get why people need to be vetted. The Secretary of Defense, for example, with the Secretary of the Army now getting grilled by somebody, I'm not going to mention her name, who has no affiliation with the military, and never has and never will.
If I may real quick, again, not trying to get political, but that Secretary of Defense should also be somebody that is very in tune with the military.
Well, the Secretary of the Army, and I agree with that. Now, the Secretary of the Army that's going up for Secretary of Defense right now is, if I remember correctly, I think he is prior service. I don't know what branch.
No, I get it. I'm just saying that.
And so real quick, so to tie that all together, because we're not trying to be political, the point of this is the organizations out there that are ran by veterans, that are ran by first responders, that provide this therapeutic out, right? Not the bad S word. We're talking out, as in automotive therapy, mechanical work, carpentry, you freaking name it. Something other than pills or you hanging out in your dungeon watching your TV all day. That's just not good for you, you know? So, all right, enough sadness. We're going to bring in somebody cool.
Let's do it.
The interesting thing about how I met the one guy is bringing in his right-hand man. So I met Marty through Chris from Angry Duck Tofu Racing. So it's kind of neat. And we're going to talk about this when Marty gets on the show here. But, you know, that meeting with Chris linked me with Marty, who's linked me with somebody else, who's linked me with someone else, and this whole thing has snowballed. So without further ado, because they're already 3.5 minutes behind, Marty, unmute yourself. And he's in. There he is.
Hey, what? How are you guys?
We're doing great.
Hey, what's up,
you?
Marty?
I just want to note that, you know, I've been watching here on the sideline. We've increased your viewership like by 1,000%. So you can send me and Jeff the royalty checks. Just send those along, okay?
Well,
he's getting paid for this, Brian. We gotta talk.
I'm not getting. He's not
better
getting
believe
nothing.
he hasn't paid for this. Make the check out to my initials. It's CASH, okay? And just send that check right along, okay?
I think we at USMC Racing peaked at 35. We're down to 29 right now, but that's still higher than we have ever been.
Yeah.
And I also want to introduce Jeff. He's the brains in the operation. I'm just here to be the good-looking face, although people have usually said that I've got a face for radio.
You're cute. I like you.
Stop. Jeff is my partner here in the speed shop. He's the one who does pretty much everything, and I just yell at people. It's a great job if you can get it, you know. I get paid to be on YouTube channels, and I get paid to yell at people. So life is really, really good.
So
what we thought.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Marty's so good. Jeff is so good. He's twice. What's it called? He's twice as nice because he's in both of your cameras.
You can see Jeff. He's a good-looking guy, isn't he?
Just the guy that works in the back.
So what we're going to do is we're going to walk you all around the shop a little bit.
Okay.
Jeff's going to do a lot of talking. I'm going to do a lot of yelling, and we'll show you some of the cars and stuff like that.
Let's do it.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Jeff mute his, and I'm going to bring my microphone live.
Man, these guys are like at the top level. Look at that, walking mics.
I know. Well,
so we don't have all that.
I'd be more impressed if they're walking
feedback.
around with a live GoPro.
Make sure you. You didn't.
No, we can.
down.
Uh-oh.
Hang on one second. Technical difficulty.
Oh, see. The shit show has it's reared its ugly head.
It's
We are in charge of the shit show. So, can you
Right.
see with this camera, guys?
Yeah.
You got to turn off the volume. Hang on one second. Still have technical
Oh,
difficulty.
it's still a shit show.
It's getting better. It's going to get better. I
It's
promise.
gonna get better. Oh no, you turned yourself off. Come back to me. Where'd you go? Oh man.
No, we should be on mine.
Yeah, we're on yours, but
Jeff, lower the volume on yours. Lower the volume on yours.
Oh geez, Dad. What happened?
God, this is like my worst nightmare.
Oh God, where'd you? Oh, there you are, Rican. Oh Lord, you just.
This is like when I was in school and I forgot to study for a test.
oh
Can you
Lord.
hear us now?
Yeah, we've been able. Yeah, we've
One
been
more
able to hear you.
technical-
Brother. We've been able to.
How are we now? Look at all this.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Can you see me now?
Yes. You
Okay,
have too
so
many
Jeff,
clothes
that.
on.
Look at that, nice little
Talk
Chevy.
about the truck a little bit, Jeff.
This is the one that we built that's been getting all the
Hate mail.
hate mail and bad publicity. So I guess we'll show it first. This is Marty's 80 model C10 that we built for him to drive every day.
We'll pop the hood and we'll show you why people hate us.
You know, people, please hate us off the world.
Ford engine.
We're some of those.
It's a
guys-
Chevy. How could it have a Ford engine?
I don't know. This is why people would hate it.
Oh yeah,
We think-
clearly.
Combo doors go good together. So we did something a little different than the 5-liter Coyote in it.
That's
So,
a beautiful 5.0.
And
Oh.
big shout out to our friend Nick Patterson, who made the beauty covers on the engine more beautiful by rusting plastic for us. He's got a special
Wow.
skill set for that. So we melt metal and Nick rusts plastic. So it works out pretty good.
Shout
So
out to
we're-
the 41 people who are watching right now on our page. Woo! New record again. Boom skis. Okay, sorry. Your turn. Go.
Okay. This
He's
is
always excited because people watch.
This is-
No.
the truck. It's got it's got TMI interior, Dakota digital gauges, nice icy cold air conditioning from Classic Auto Air, power windows, and look at these gauges when they light up. You know you need these in your cars. So those are our Dakota digital gauges.
Well, I can tell
We're
you,
gonna show you some-
Tom loves it. Tom says that truck is bitchin'. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's what we like. We're going to show you some of our customer cars.
This is one of our friends, Cornelius. He's a veteran. Very good guy. I mean, very good
Well,
guy.
of course, it's a veteran.
We're doing a LS3 swap for him with a 2.9 Whipple, big cam, big headers, full drag suspension. This guy's a super great guy.
Dang. He sounds super
anybody-
nice. Is he Air Force?
He is Army.
Army.
Yeah,
Oh.
he was Army.
Oh.
I think he's the
I
guy.
think that's something this car being green.
I think he's the guy that saves you guys when you're drowning or something like that.
What? That's the PJs, bro. That's Air Force.
What?
Hold on, Linda.
Listen, I went to school so I wouldn't have to work hard. Okay.
Good friend,
I'm still
Robert.
trying to go to school. Ugh.
You went to school?
Listen, stop it, Dad.
Listen, we're
got
still
my
in kindergarten.
green.
We eat crayons, okay?
All right. So this is our customer Doug Roberts car. It's a 57 300.
Yeah, with a 427.
Get a look at that. Get a look at that
engine
beautiful
with a
motor.
stack
Ooh,
link.
look at that.
That's
is
cool. Now,
gorgeous.
do you have to? Are those aren't all individual carburetors, right?
No, this is actually electronic fuel injection controlled by fast EFI. It works extremely well.
Well, that's awesome.
This car runs for an old car. This car really gets up and moves. It's really cool.
Hang on one second, Michael Black. Before you get nervous, we're going to show your car.
We're going to
Hang
your
on
car.
one second, Michael. Brace yourself. I know you're
Brace
getting nervous.
yourself. Getting nervous. Why is it in pieces?
No,
No, we're working on- this
because he hasn't texted me in 12 minutes. It's time for him to send me a text. Michael, there, I can't hear you if you are, but I sure hope you're there.
This one belongs to Michael. A car we're building for him. He's been wanting to do this all his life. So
Wow.
I make his dreams come true. Doing 6-speed 03 Cobra engine, all studded, and a 3.2 liquid charged Kenny Bell Mammoth. So this thing ought to make 700 to the tires pretty easy, and he'll be able to cruise it around and have some fun.
Nice.
That's slick.
This
Love it.
This next car is owned by our good
Ooh.
friend Kirk Carson. Sorry, I should have called you
Don't-
Kirk.
I
Calm down
apologize.
there. Calm down there, Brian.
I know
Calm
what
down.
kind of car that is.
Yeah, it's a Lincoln. It's a 2010 Lincoln Town car.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
got a supercharger kit on it from our good friend Chris Adams at ADTR.
boom.
You like what I'm giving you guys? And the beauty about this town car is hang on, got to get around to the back, show you. Can you see the sticker? Can you see the sticker?
Yeah.
Not your grandpa's Lincoln. There you go.
Exactly. Now we'll show you why. Supercharger plus a 6-speed. You
Wait,
see
what?
that?
Woo!
Oh,
I
man.
love it. Manual.
That's what's
Because-
wrong with you, Craig. You play too much.
Real men shift gears, and that's why
Yes.
that's there. Hang on
Yes,
one
sir.
Shift gear.
I-
Hey, we need to get that on a sticker, man.
This is true, yeah.
Guys,
Hashtag
I make
copyright.
guys-
Stop saying it out loud.
I want to make you guys as dizzy as we can, so we're going to walk you around and bounce you around here. This-
Man,
Is that a Buick? What is that?
This is our friend Andy Elliott's 1940 Buick Special.
Oh, it's
wait.
a Buick. I got it right. Look at me. Oh, man.
Yeah, but what motor is this, Brian?
Let's not worry about that.
Nice one.
I got the first
It's a nice
It's
one.
a nice
It's a nice
one.
one.
We busted BJ. So
Oh.
it's a EcoBoost motor. So a certainly
It is.
one of a kind project. Look at that.
Interesting.
Very,
Wow.
very different. So
I love
that
it.
Wow.
this next car is a 66 Charger.
Wait, we're
right.
over 50. We're at 51. Oh,
We
my
brought-
God.
We
Please.
brought this Charger back from the grave, and we're slowly putting it back together. Let's see, what else do we have to show them, Jeff?
Let's go over here and see the $1 million.
Because we're showing pretty cars. Next week we'll have like one.
All right, this is this.
Yeah, we don't have anything that cool to show. Ooh, I know what kind of car that is. Woo.
No, you're not going to see that one
What?
yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
This
Bro.
Gotta
This
have the
is
foreplay
Blue
first.
balls.
this next car is the most expensive Marauder on the planet, in the universe,
Wow.
in the galaxy.
What? It's in that.
This is
Is that another Coyote motor? Or what is that?
no, it's a mod motor
It's a stroke 4.6 to a 5-liter.
with a little
Holy
blink
crap.
supercharger applied by Chris Adams.
Got the ADTR on there and the big polished Vortex.
Look at that.
Oh, my
Yeah.
Manta.
Very
That's
clean
a
car.
Marauder. So when people get grown up from their Crown Vics, they buy Marauders.
I'm
And
going to have to
guy,
excuse myself.
this guy's
here
an
in a
old
minute.
this guy's an old guy, so he had to have a Marauder. We like our
He's
Crown
graduated. He's
Vics.
graduated.
Hang on one second. I got to show this car. Can you see this wagon, guys?
We can.
Yeah.
So this wagon is a
Chevy?
66
No.
Monterey.
It's a 63
63
Monterey.
Monterey. Excuse
Yeah,
me. Pardon me. 63 Monterey with a 5.0 stroker motor. And
Steggy ported, Eaton, and yeah, it's got a
probably-
OK Cobra swapping it with a 6-speed. So something cool, you know.
do the next car.
Yeah, a little bit.
This is your average 600 horsepower 2-valve. This is Eric Harstadt's car. Very quick little car.
Don't let it drive it in front of crowds.
Big,
Okay.
big tinny bell to run over lots of people.
Yeah,
Big
exactly.
air tank to suck people in. You know,
Wow.
cool stuff.
I think that might be a little bit too much.
I'm just saying, Mustang owners like to kill people leaving car shows. I've seen it all the time.
I've seen it because I've seen it on the interwebs.
Yeah, there you go.
It's true because it's on the internet.
This is our
We're on
friend
the
Jeff.
internet. We're true. We're not
This-
fake news.
He calls a street car with aluminum rods and 377 cubic inches and 22 pounds of boost. It's a perfect daily driver. So if you're looking for something to drive on the daily, this is it. Big roll cage.
It has 70 air conditioning, which
Lot-
is you
lot-
drive 70 miles an hour, you put the windows down, you got air conditioning.
Done.
I tried
Done.
to talk him into a mod.
Brian, that's like that little picture that we had with the pipes on the.
Yeah, that was the same thing. You got to drive fast to make the air conditioner work.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we like that air conditioning. We've actually applied for a patent for that one.
Nice. Yes.
This one is one of the owners of the dealership down the street, Johnny Hardy. This is a 40 Ford convertible. This is a very cool car, very cool piece.
That's beautiful. What's the motor in that one though?
It's a 350 Chevrolet.
Oh. They didn't keep it like the original flathead that was in there. That would have been
Don't
way
hate,
cool.
don't hate.
Don't hate. It's
don't
built
hate.
a long time ago, so it's all
Oh
good.
man,
This is a
My heart
66
hurts.
Chevy 2 that we did for Brian Sykes. This is a very cool
David
car.
Sykes.
David Sykes, I'm sorry.
Pop
wait,
the hood.
is that a
How's
dyno
that?
you got right there?
What's that?
Is that a dyno you got right there on the floor?
We're standing on the dyno now, so if I fall down,
What?
the wheel started to spin.
Look at you guys. Y'all have it all.
dyno.
All right, so for all of our listeners that are out there, where are you guys located?
We are in Dallas, Georgia.
Dallas, Georgia, not to be confused with Dallas, Texas. Okay?
Dallas, Georgia is where all the real men live.
Oh,
All right,
you
there you go.
shut your
So-
whore mouth.
I think Brandon lives in Hiram. I'm the only one that really lives in Dallas.
So Dallas,
Oh.
Texas, or I'm sorry, Dallas, Georgia, that's where Moe's Speed Shop is. So if you're looking at all these cars salivating, now you know where to go.
I'm salivating, just not you can see. If you know what I mean.
This next person.
Wipe
Sadly,
you up.
Hand check.
doing air condition on this one. This is a 555 cubic inch big block Chevrolet and a 70 Chevelle.
Yeah.
And then with another ADTR kit that
Yep,
Chris
let's show.
supplied, this is a very cool car. Another stick shift.
This next car is Stephen Parr's car, and Stephen was nice enough to let us work on his car a couple times. We put Stephen actually did his own install on the supercharger, but we did a 6-speed swap on this car and some suspension work as well. So like Andrew's car, Kirk's car, Andrew Kirk Carson that is, we put a 6-speed in this car. And so when you think this is a cop car, it's just a cop car in disguise because it's much better than a cop car.
It's very fun. Very, very
Nice.
What we did find out the other day is if some people will have a recorder on their car and don't tell you. So when you're going sideways down the road in their car, they know that you did it. So we kind of figured that out the hard way. This guy.
So that's a bit of what we've got going on in here. Hang on one second. We've got a beautiful Roadrunner 68.
68 Roadrunner. This is Lee Fragnelli. This is a great car, too.
Pop the hood. This needs to be
Wait,
seen on.
is it matching numbers?
This one's kind of a car.
Oh yeah, that's right. This car is in the disassembly phase.
Yep, it's in disassembly phase, but it's
Is that a matching numbers car?
No.
Ugh.
It's
It's
got a
better. It's better than matching numbers. It's fast.
440 aluminum heads with 4-speed, 833 Hemi 4-speed.
Anything outside you want to show them?
I think we're all
So
good.
these are a lot of the projects we've got going on in the shop.
It's nice stuff, guys.
I think Marty should let us do a burnout in this blue truck. I don't think it'd do it.
That'll be our first burnout on Facebook Live. Do it.
Oh,
Now you
do
don't have
it.
a choice. Take
Do it,
that
do it.
damn
No,
thing out
do
in
it.
the street. Let's go. Now we don't have a choice.
Screw out in the street. Do it from right there.
Or right there in the shop and wreck all of your friends'
Due to
cars.
insurance regulations, we can't do it right there. But Jeff's gonna come outside and show
Wouldn't
us.
that be embarrassing if it didn't start?
For
Meanwhile,
remaining, this is going to be awesome.
Meanwhile, look at that cool cab over.
Oh my god,
Oh,
that is
snap.
cool.
Yeah.
What? No, open the door. I want to see inside. Go back.
Hang on. You're making it hard on me.
I know. Well, you're making me hard, if you know what I mean. Don't make it weird.
I can't open the door. Screw that.
What? You can't open the door?
It's locked. You never
It's-
know what hooligans
It's
running around.
It's your shop. Go grab a shimmy,
Dallas.
bro.
It's Dallas, Georgia, not Dallas, Texas.
I'm gonna mute you. You keep saying mean things like that. Uh-oh, he froze. Where'd he go? Oh, see? This rule number one, be stationary.
Hey,
Oh, there he is. Come
Hey.
back to me.
Come back. We're losing your connection.
Oh, no.
Oh, snappity snap.
I feel
All
like
right,
if
so what are we doing in the meantime?
Awkward. I wasn't prepared. My wife's cat's on the table.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
that son of a bitch was. So I had my. I have a French press, right? I had it on the counter.
Yeah.
Her fat little self. Oh, there he is.
Did we lose internet?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
we
Now
did.
we can see you.
Oh man, we wanted you to see all the smoke. Well, we had a good time.
What?
While
You
were-
didn't do it already? Lies.
Yes, we did.
Oh, well, go back out and just stand in the doorway. You went too far away from the building.
Hang on one second. You'll be able to see the smoke. You won't be able to see the truck.
You need to
See
do it
that?
again.
I can't see where the truck is.
Holy
Oh, they
shit,
did
sis.
it!
Okay, stop right
Yeah.
there and have him do it again.
Burn out.
Hang on one second. Jeff, do it again. Hang on. You have to ask him twice. You know how that goes.
Aim the
All
camera
right,
down a little
Tilt
bit.
your camera down.
There. Oh, too
Stop,
far.
A little
Go
bit
back up.
A little bit up. Up. Right there. Right there.
Like Little Red Riding Hood, never happy.
Oh, that's not what she said.
All right. Hold on. Here we go.
Here we
She
go.
wrote to me. I know what she said.
Oh, gross. PG.
Ready?
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Do it.
Yeah, look at that. Or hear that motor.
I know.
Oh, that's
Oh man, that's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Oh,
And that, my friends, is how you do a burnout.
Nice. Right.
that's how you do a burnout in a Chevy truck.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
For all those watching, Nate Gravel, if you're watching, make sure you take notes. We can swap that Chevy motor out of your bow tie.
So what do you think, guys?
I think that was fantastic. I don't want to show any of the pictures you sent me because those aren't nearly as cool as what you just did.
Oh, not even close, man. That was absolutely amazing. So what brought you to start working on cars?
What's that?
What brought you to start working on cars?
Lack of money?
Lack of money.
Okay. All right. Hey, man,
Because-
that's what
because
starts a lot of us.
They wouldn't accept us in the military, so
Okay.
we work on cars instead.
All right. So great question then. If you guys are very military friendly, obviously, because you're helping support us here at USMC Racing. So what compelled you to want to be a part of this team?
Brian kept bugging me on the phone. Oh no, I wasn't supposed to say that out live.
But
I
it's
mean,
true.
That's true.
I had to teach Brian everything he knows about Crown Vics.
Well,
So
That's true.
once I got that squared away, and my good friend Chris Adams told me that I had to help Brian out because he was a lost cause, we pitched in and we helped Brian. But actually, in Brian's credit, he's a nice guy, and we like having him around.
Oh,
That's
And Brian, I don't know if all my folks know about what you do with USMC. So why don't you talk
Yeah.
about that for a second?
yes.
So my people
Yeah, we'll
know.
do that real quick. So for everyone knows, USMC, Grace says, Marty, you're awesome. Yes, he is awesome. So for those out there in Moe's Speed Shop land watching this live, we are USMC Racing. Myself, Brian Check, and then one of my esteemed friends, Georgie, is also, he's on our board. And the purpose of what we do is we get veterans and first responders and active military, and then veterans and first responding as well, behind the wheel of a race car. We're working on a second car right now, a second road race car. We have a circle track car, but that one needs a little bit of work still. And we provide what essentially is functional therapy. And it is something we talked about at the beginning of the show. Is the problem is you have too many doctors and organizations that just it's a lot simpler for them to just hand out a packet of pills than it is for them to go through, find out what this individual needs. Does he like animals? Maybe we should give him equine therapy. Is he good with his hands? Maybe we should try a carpentry therapy. Does he like farming? Let's get him into cannabis growing that they're doing up in Maine, or garden box creations that they're doing in Ohio. So there's all these different avenues for things to do. And we started bringing a few guys in on the team in March. Actually, was the first time we really realized that this could be something more. We had a guy come in, and you could tell from the get-go, shoulders were up, didn't really want to talk to nobody, super standoffish, and frankly, the personality was just not there. Like, it was just a weird dynamic trying to talk with this person. But by Sunday, because he showed up Friday, by Sunday, by the race weekend was over, he was a different person. He was talking, laughing, joking, and didn't want us to end. And his dad has told me on more than one occasion since then that, thank you for what we're doing. And so that made us realize, oh shit, that we can actually do some frickin' good with this deal. You know what I mean? So I pulled together my best of friends, George, who you see on the screen there, Nate and Drew and Brian, not myself, another Brian. And we talked and we kind of decided, like, let's do something with this. Let's actually make a program. And so we linked up with Hidden Wounds, and through counseling with them and guidance from them, we have created an auto racing program that provides functional therapy by way of auto racing, mechanical work, camaraderie, and being around people that get it. I mean, you get out of the military, whether you did 4 years or 24 years. I'm stealing George's line there. It It's different. You went from being brainwashed to you're a different person. And overnight, you're somebody else. Suddenly, you don't have to shave. I don't know what to do with my hands at 5 a.m. You know, like I can eat a meal whenever the hell I want. I don't have to answer frickin' email. I don't have to carry around 2 phones because I'm an officer or a senior enlisted advisor. You suddenly have all of these freedoms that you never knew what to do with, and it doesn't jive with who you are. Who you basically were created because of the military. Pick a branch. And so we provide,
and that's important to understand that all branches of the military go through the same exact thing. It's not just, because we're Marines or anything like that. It's every branch of the military has its quirks that makes it very difficult for that transition from being that military lockstep individual to getting out and having to deal now with individuals who aren't as able to take criticism or be yelled at, so to speak, because as an active duty person, that's what you do. I mean, you have your junior Marines or your junior sailors or whoever, and you're able to just, I don't want to say berate them, but you're able to be more harsh to them. But then when you get into the civilian world, everyone is so standoffish, like you can't talk to me like that,
right?
And it's very difficult where you kind of feel out of place now, and you go from being that top guy, like I'm getting ready to retire, and not to say anything, but because I'm going to be my own boss, but that's why a lot of military people become their own bosses, is because they don't want to go from being that top guy after 22, 30 years and then having to go back down to being the most junior person in that new location. It's very difficult for them to do that transition mentally.
Right. And so this program that we provide with the single car we have now, we're working on a second road race car. We're expecting to get about 80 or 90 people, 80, 90 to 100 people or so in the car and crewing throughout the year. And it's organizations like yourself, Marty, organizations like Chris's in California,
ADTR,
and organization that you linked us up, AMS Vans, that are really promoting what we're doing. And I don't know if I told you this.
Shout out goes to our friend Cornelius Murphy, also retired military, who gave us that hookup that we were able to give to you. So I haven't had a chance to give him a holler this week and thank him for that. But, Cornelius had a lot to do with that as well, and so he gets the real credit.
So,
awesome.
and someone who is a part of this page and who's actually I'm working with on a couple times a day basis on some things. Matt Welch says, I face that on a daily basis. Adapting to civilian life is very hard. And it's Matt, thank you for saying it, because that proves it. I mean, we already know this, and we're not even out yet, and we know it's hard. Here you have an individual who got out and knows the struggles. That's very, very important. But back to kind of, and we're going to steer back to you, and I'm going to segue back to you, Marty. But I first linked up with Chris, told him what we do, and he loved it. And we weren't even a 501 at that point. We weren't even a 501 when we linked up with you, but you still, Marty, you loved what we did. And through the relationships that you and I have been able to create, same with Chris, you linked us up with Dan from AMS Vans. And for those out there watching, this second car we're getting from a unnamed sheriff's office, we'll release that information when we're allowed to. That car will be racing at our September event in South Carolina. Immediately after that event, it's going to Tucker, Georgia, to AMS Vans to get hand controls installed. So if we come across a veteran or a first responder who is a single or double leg amputee, and they have the certifications from their local DOT or the VA, they can get in that bad boy and they can race that sucker all day long, just like everybody else. And the best part about that is we're providing a service, a functional therapy, a way to get out, and a way to get out of the dungeon of their house, and something that nobody else and it's something that nobody else provides. Now there are a couple organizations like ours that provide auto racing or mechanical work, but as far as I know, we're the only ones that have several cars on track. We'll have several cars on track at one time. We'll have a car that's meant for those who are disabled, and we have this direct link with Hidden Wounds, which will be ensuring that we organically, as USMC Racing, can sit down, can talk with people, we're going to be getting trained up in question, persuade, and respond, and suicide prevention, and mental health first aid, and crisis response veteran assistance. So, this organization started as this shit show, bunch of Marines with like a little bit of money that wanted to go race a car one time, has turned into this, essentially this national level organization where we have people from all over the globe contacting us. There's a guy on our page that likes almost everything we do that I probably have talked with on more than a dozen occasions, who's from Australia. Yeah. And is going through his own problems, and he just wants someone to talk with. We have people from Norway who've reached out to us and just want someone to talk with. So,
one of the things that we did, one of the things that we didn't talk about in our news segment was that the same exact stats are happening in places like England and Australia and all these other countries. Everyone is having this issue. It's not just a United States military issue. It's a global issue with service members and their lack of ability to translate what we do into the civilian sector, and we shut ourselves off, and we have to be better at not shutting out the people who have served us for so long.
Right. And through the relationships with you, Marty, and others, we're given that opportunity to help other people. That's the most important part.
We appreciate you guys letting us get on and show us some of the toys that we get to work on a daily basis. And
we loved watching you guys.
I know, that was sick. The burnout was the best part.
I just want to make a pitch to the folks that are watching and our good friends and customers that they reach out and support their servicemen and women as well. It's you guys that we have to thank for the freedoms that we all have and the opportunities to enjoy hot rods and everything else we get here in the great United States. So just reach out, folks, support the good folks like Brian and his team, and make sure that you're contributing whenever you can and as much as you can.
And awesome. Yeah, and stay tuned, folks, because we're gonna be reaching out to Marty here soon. When we get the second car, and we will, we're going to be looking up to getting some mods done to that car so that we can keep it racing, because we're going to try to keep it as stock as possible so that when we do, I don't say if, but when we do get someone in the car to utilize those hand controls as we want someone to get in that and use those suckers, we're going to need Marty's help to make sure that we have a power plant and a drivetrain that can handle the brutal beating that him and others guys and gals will be certainly tearing it apart. So real quick, how long has Mo's Speed Shop been around? I don't think we talked about that at the beginning.
10 years.
10 years.
About 10 years. And it started because you were broke? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Marty doesn't know the word broke.
Damn. He's been talking to my ex-wives. So, Jeff and I have been friends since 2003. And back in the day, I had a Mercury Marauder that Jeff and I built together. It was, when I met him, it is a kind of an icon. It ran 960s in the quarter for a 4,400-pound car. It was kind of quick. You may have had a picture there that I may have sent you of, it snorting like a bull and all that kind of stuff. But the car was pretty badass. Jeff and I became pretty good friends. I used to live in New York. I moved down here 11 and a half years ago. And when I moved down, Jeff and I opened up the shop. We went from, a shop that was about half the size we're in now to the shop we're in now. And we work on, lots of different cars, as you got to see tonight. And it's a lot of fun. And most of the time, Jeff and I are dog cursing each other, but mostly we have a good time. And that's what it's all about.
That's fantastic. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for what you have done for us. Thank you so much for showing us your shop. That badass truck is fantastic. I loved watching the YouTube video for that.
We're taking tire contributions, okay, Brian?
Yeah.
We need tire contributions. So, everyone, I want just so you guys know, those out here watching, what Mo's Speed Shop has done for us has ensured that this program is going to survive. They have given us a lot of tutelage, a lot of smart assery, more often than
I'll
not.
be the Marty part of that.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a degree in smart assery. You understand?
It's a good one. You have several. But the bottom line is through those relationships, I'm telling you guys, they are going to ensure that this program survives, and that's key. The relationships that we've built with people like Mo, Mo's Speed Shop is super important, and we cannot do this stuff without people like yourselves. And the networking aspect of it that has blossomed after the fact is just huge, and so we cannot say thank you enough for everything you've done for us.
Well, and we thank you for letting us be on the show tonight and letting us be a part of the team for the important work that you do.
Absolutely. Thank you, buddy. So you guys stick around. We'll talk to you after the show, so mute yourselves. And then me and George will talk about a couple more things. So, folks, again, that was Marty and Jeff from Mo's Speed Shop in Dallas, Georgia. So if you are in the Georgia area, I don't know how close to Atlanta they are, but they're probably in and around that area. That may be a good place for you to go. You saw the cars that they have. That awesome cab.
Quality work.
Just fantastic looking stuff. Okay, so we're running out of time. So the last 2 or 3 weeks we've been way over. So we have some super important stuff going down with USMC Racing. You've heard us talk about this second car, road racing car, coming from a mystery sheriff's office. We can't tell you anybody that yet, but we do know we're getting one. We do know it's coming from a sheriff's office. And it's super exciting. The cool part is that car is coming from that sheriff's office with everything it would have had on the street: the lights, the sirens, the strobes, the perp cage in the back, the what are those lights in the A pillars? What are those things called?
Oh no, I've never been in a cop car.
No, you would see it if you get spotlights. God, the spotlights, such a jerk. The radio antennas, all that kind of jazz, and it's going to be neat. And here's the cool part too: is it's going to have the little center console with all the little switches and stuff. They're going to put in a broken laptop. Yeah, spotlights. Thank you, Matt. Anyways, they're going to put in a broken one of their laptops, right? So when we take this car to events and fundraisers, and we get kids and adults, they can pop the laptop open and go. They can, message whoever they want. It's not going to do shit because it's broken. So that's super cool. Like, this car is going to be fantastic. And the car number is going to be, and we just got these in the other day. As you can see in front of you, these are going to be our new car numbers for USMC Racing. 412 is an extremely important number. And it's a number that I don't think a lot of people understand. And by that, I mean there was another number I think that everybody kind of took hold of and didn't really look at everything. The number I think everybody really knows is 343. And that is the number of firefighters whose lives were lost on 9/11. 412 is the total number of emergency workers or first responders whose lives were lost in New York City on 9/11. There was 343 firefighters, 37 police officers from the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey Police Department, 23 police officers of the New York City Police Department, 8 emergency medical technicians and paramedics from a private emergency services, and 1 patrolman from the New York Fire Patrol. So that number will be on this second car forever. And this car will be our dedication to first responders. And it's important because first responders are the ones who defend our communities from bad people. The military defends the nation from people abroad, but it's a co-aligned, I don't know, bad words, it's an effort that everybody has to be involved in. As far as the military and first responders. And so being able to put that number on this car means a lot to us. And we want to show everyone that, even though a lot of people in the first responder realm, unfortunately, especially police officers, are getting a lot of heat, we give a shit and we care. And we are here for you. The other number on our car is going to be 220. You take the 0 away, you look at the number 22. And that number is synonymous with the number of veterans who have been taking their own lives every day. Now, what we found out is that's not necessarily true. That number probably fluctuates, but the overall average is, I think it's about 15 or 16 now. Regardless, that's
The
too
number
many.
22 to 0 has been synonymous with veteran suicide.
Right, and so this will be 22-0. So in between the 2 and that 0 there, we're going to write a little TO, and it'll be our mission on this car to tell everyone we are trying to get that number from 22 to 0. And so everywhere we go, we will have 2 cars. Our dedication to first responders for the number of lives lost on 9/11, the highest single most loss of life in first responder history of this nation, and 22-0 for 22 veterans a day to 0 a day on our primary car, Old Chesty. So, folks, as you saw, that's really fantastic. We are super excited. Those number of placards actually came in the other day, and we did a small post about it, but it was important we were able to show it up on here. And it's just fantastic, and we love the fact that we've been able to do this stuff. So we're glad we were able to show you guys live. Okay, so we got a couple of things here. Gray says, badass, gents. Yes, we think so. We think so. Mute yourself.
Can I? No, I want to interrupt for a second.
Oh, jeez. So awkward.
I know, but that's the way I am. It's like I walked in on my parents when they were having my little brother, you know?
Gross.
But, on a serious note, a good friend of ours, Pierre Luc, was watching. Pierre makes swap pedals for the 6-speed swaps that you saw that we do here in the shop.
Yeah.
And he has offered that if you're interested, he's up in Canada. So you talk about worldwide impact. He has offered a set of his pedals to you guys if you decide you want to do a 6-speed swapped setup on one of your cars, okay? And if you don't want to do it, we'll work out something else.
So
all right?
Okay. We'll talk to you after the show.
We can talk about it afterwards, but I just wanted people to know, and I wanted to give my good friend Pierre a shout out.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Pierre, and we will be reaching out to you through Marty here shortly.
Yes.
Thank you.
You want to say hi to your dad?
Who, me? Oh.
Hey, Pops.
He's photobombing you.
What are you doing?
You get some ice water.
Say hello to Facebook.
Say hello to who?
Oh, my God.
Face what?
Facebook.
Oh, hi, Facebook.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
going to bed.
Okay, night.
Good night.
Good Lord. Moving on.
It's always fun at Brian's house.
North Carolina, good man.
Yeah. Oh, man. Awkward. Okay. Super good show. Really great way to almost end the show. We have a really cool video that Georgie wants to show, so I'll let you take the floor, and then we will end the show with the video, and we will see you next week. But George, take it away.
All right. Trident Productions has entered into the 48-hour film festival competition. So we get 48 hours to write a movie, film the movie, edit the movie, and submit it into in time for them to be able to for it to go into the competition. So this film, most of our team is active duty military guys that are going to be and girls that are going to be in a part of it. Brian's also going to be a part of this venture, but these things don't make themselves, and we're always looking for help. So if you are in the New Orleans area and you want to help by being a cast member or crew, hit us up at Trident Productions. Or if you just want to, be a kind-hearted soul that you all are and donate, there will be we will go ahead and link the description for the Facebook donation page that we have set up so that you can help us pay for the making of this movie. So without further ado, Brian.
Here it comes. And again, everybody, thank you so much. Watch this video and please head over to Trident Productions.
Hi, I'm Sarah McLaughlin. Will you be an angel for a helpless crew? Every day, innocent camera equipment is lost, broken, or needed, and we're crying out for help. For just $10, you'll help rescue crew members from stress and provide them with equipment, food, locations, and love. Click the link in the next 30 seconds and you'll receive a picture of me, because I'm not just the spokesperson, I'm also a starving artist. Right now, there's a crew that needs you. Your donation says, I'm here to help. Wait a minute. Why are you filming me?
Because you're the spokesperson?
Please click the link on your screen right now with your one-time donation to the Trident Productions 48-hour film crew. Ugh, you're a broken piece of gear.
Cut.